Welcome back. Now, a plan to quantify all vehicles entering the city of Kampala on a daily basis was launched this past week as government sought a permanent solution to the perennial traffic snarl-ups on the city roads. The exercise, which concludes tomorrow, has been funded by the Japanese International Cooperation Agency. By midweek last week, a mere 3,000 vehicles had been counted by officials from the Ministry of Works. Sudil Biaruhanga witnessed part of the exercise, which caught many motorists unawares.
Traffic jams like these are common on many Kampala streets. Works and Transport Ministry officials say that for the last 3 years, traffic volumes have risen sharply. This has prompted the feasibility study that will cost $2.8 million or about 5 billion shillings. In 1997, Japan funded a similar study which led to the redesign of traffic junctions and upgrading some of the roads, although others were not touched. This exercise will take 15 years and will be done in phases.
Things that are going to be done include improving on the current infrastructure that we already have. We will see some roads like Busabala, roads in Kawempe, roads that people have abandoned because of their state.
The surveying agents count over 1,500 vehicles daily at 5 spots. The vehicles, both big and small, are stopped randomly, but some motorists are not cooperating.
We have some people who are in a rush that are always saying that we are wasting their time.
However, others are not aware of the exercise and its aim.
I thought they wanted to see whether I have a driving permit because the policeman has taught me.
This exercise will reduce accidents, but if we still have narrow roads, then we might not achieve much.
Counting will cover a 20-kilometer radius from Kampala. This includes Mukono, Wakiso and Entebbe municipality.
In terms of road safety, there will be a provision for cyclist lanes or pedestrian walkways, and most probably have ring roads and flyovers where necessary.
Time will tell whether words will be matched by action that will bring sanity in Kampala city. Cars that flock the city could be taken for granted, but it will take more time for the Ministry of Works to decongest the city, which is almost pushed to the brink as a result of narrow and bad roads as well as bad driving.
The ruling NRM party may have the numbers and the juggernaut in the 8th Parliament to push through favourable legislation, but plans to table an amendment bill to outlaw independence will have to pass legal impediments if it's to sail through. Lawmakers warn that such a bill is likely to attract litigation in the Constitutional Court. A decision to outlaw independence was reached during the just concluded NRM National Executive Council meeting.
A plan by the ruling party to table a constitutional amendment to abolish independence could run into a legal landmine. On Thursday evening, NRM Secretary General Amama Mbabazi told a news conference that the party's National Executive Council had adopted a position to expunge independence from the statute books.
That we recommend that the national constitution be amended as a basis for election to leadership positions.
It's about 7 p.m. this evening and the National Executive Council meeting is still going on right here at State House Entebbe. However, what is apparently clear is NEC has already endorsed President Museveni to the National Conference as its flag bearer come the 2011 presidential polls. President Museveni had to shrug off a challenge from Dokolo County MP Felix Okotogong to be endorsed as the NRM party flag bearer in the 2011 polls. However, a legal expert warns that if such a decision were taken, it could infringe on the inherent rights of people to freely associate or to choose not to associate.
Now, if you bring it up and say you are outlawing, you may end up bringing a lot of bitterness in the body politic, and the damage you only think you are going to control may end up being aggravated. So people must have an exit way of expressing their views and opinions outside political parties if the political parties in the press cannot suit their interests.
The 2005 constitution amendment process paved way for those vying for political office to stand as independents. The spirit behind this legislation was premised on the wish of those who did not want to associate themselves with political parties.
Police in Katwe finally got crucial leads into the mystery pregnancy and the case of a dead fetus that involved a female suspect, Maria Nantongo. Nantongo was arrested early this month after she presented a dead fetus to her husband and falsely claimed that her child had died at birth. Julia Sekando reported on the arrest of a nurse at a private clinic hospital in Kampala, whom police suspected had provided Nantongo with a dead fetus, as doctors had confirmed that she was never heavy with a child.
Police have been hunting for Nakanwa for allegedly helping Maria Nantongo to acquire a dead fetus which she presented to her husband as their dead child. Nakanwa is a midwife at a private clinic located in Mulago. She claims Nantongo approached her late last year, claiming she was barren and wanted advice on how to convince husband Walgembe Francis that she had conceived but got a miscarriage.
I know mbubawe tagala kukufuna disappointment nga olubuto lutusemba okuzaalibwa terulini.
She told me that she did not want to disappoint her husband and wanted me to get her a dead child, but I told her that I could not do so.
The nuns had a fetus of a male, actually a baby boy of 6 months, a fetus of 6 months. They negotiated the cost because according to Nantongo, this fetus could serve her purpose of going to make chiwanyi to her husband, Walugembe Francis, whom she had deceived for a long time that she was pregnant. The nuns demanded for 230,000 shillings, which Nantongo Maria Goretti paid cash, and she was given this fetus, which we have established that was 6 months old.
Nantongo was arrested in Machinde last week following a tip-off by her husband.
We therefore believe that these nuns must have supplied drugs to a certain unknown woman yet up to now to procure abortion. So that's the first offense. So we must take both of them to court.
Nantongo becomes the second woman within a week for falsely claiming to have lost their babies at birth in a bid to explain away their barrenness to their husbands.
This is 7 Days. We'll be back after a short break.